Welcome to the Knox County Board of Commissioners meeting for May 19th, 2026. Today we're going to hear from Knox County Water and Wastewater, Mr. Jeff Pickrell. Jeff, I'll let you introduce yourself and have the floor.
Right. Jeff Pickrell, the water and wastewater. Most of our stuff is in and around the Apple Valley area. We do have some satellite facilities. I am the administrator. He's going to pull up here on the screen real quick our project list, and we'll just kind of go through that. And then I've got some additions to add to that. But anyway, we'll skate down through it rather quickly. Uh, We'll get down. We're still in the progress of oh, I skipped something. I'm sorry. Up to the Harbor View and the Northridge collection system. We have found, identified, and repaired 5 connections. They were actually broke completely off. So
And killed it.
we are going to be a significant amount of water that we've taken out of that system. So we're done camera in there for now. We'll kind of see the repairs that we've made, what happens with some rain events, and if what the pumping station's doing and everything. I think we've made a good headline getting things taken care of there. So I believe so, hopefully. But yes, we ended up doing that. That was farmed out. We ended up it was some deep stuff that we couldn't take care of internally, so we ended up having to pay for it. So anyway, the PVA gravity is kind of a little bit on hold, and I'll tell you why here in a little bit. We have some issues there that we need to address on some of the gravity line in there that we've already found roots in system, obviously taking in some groundwater. So we'll get to it, but we're going to postpone it for a little bit because I have a priority thing. It's not on here, so I'll just talk about it now. We've talked about the last few months. Water loss is horrible. We're still in the 50% range. So far this month, we've produced about 600,000 gallons a day, and we're not into the peak season yet of usage in Apple Valley. So we're going to be all hands on deck, and they're going to have to go out and physically walk the entire area. So it's going to be pretty time consuming, but we've got to find this water because we get to July, we're going to have some problems with production.
Yeah. What do you just walking up for
They're-
wet spots?
They're going to walk and look at every water meter because it could be, we had a bad winter and we could have water meters that are frozen broke. And if the water's not going through the meter, we'll never catch it. If it's past the meter, then we're going to catch it. We do a report every month or every day, and tells us we have high usage. So anything that has a continuous consumption for 25 hours or more is flagged, and then we go out to it. If it's broke prior to there, then we're never going to catch it. And like I said, this was an abnormally cold winter, and we had some water meter issues. So we don't know what else to do. I mean, we had a company come in, they went around all of Apple Valley, and we didn't find a thing on the main line around Apple Valley. So obviously we've got more customers, so obviously we're going to use more water, but we're producing a lot of water right now. A lot of water. So
going back to PVA though, this that is the water. It's not at the plant, it's coming down to the plant.
Correct. It's the collection lines
Okay.
within the subdivision. Yes. And we've identified there's some places that they couldn't even get the camera through because the root structure, there were so many roots in there. So we're gonna have to go in and do repairs. We've already got identified. Once we get that done, we'll continue on seeing if we can find anything else. There's some I&I out there that isn't causing a problem with the plant, but we need to address it. I mean, it only gets worse. So we don't want to be treating all that clear water. So, and we're pretty sure there's some sump pumps in there also. So hopefully we will be able to locate them as we go along and get them taken out. So hopping on down, we had scheduled, and the guys did a really good job of getting the digesters all clean. They haven't been clean for years. We got them. They were clean enough that you could have probably eaten off of them. The floors were that clean. So they did a really, really good job of that. So all the grit, the sand that comes through our systems, the I&I, we get sand and gravel and stuff coming in the system and gets through. So those are things besides all the other debris and stuff that gets in there. So Still not finished at Bladensburg, but it's just gonna take a little back. I mean, there's only a couple, three septic tanks that need to be pumped down there yet, so it's just gonna kind of take the back road here for a little while we deal with, like I say, the water loss issue is a major thing. I'll explain a little bit more here once I get done with some other things. The new well number 7. Everything's done. Pump tests were excellent. I don't believe that they have the actual analytical results back yet for the water quality. We're just waiting on that. We'll be ready to submit our PTI, permit to install, to the Ohio EPA to get them to approve well number 7. So it's kind of a backwards thing of doing. Once they approve it, we'll put out phase 2 to bid out, and that's to put all the apertures in, the pumps and the control panel and the tie-ins and all that kind of stuff, flow meters and all that stuff will get put in then. So, but really, really good well. We did a 900 gallon a minute pump test for 24 hours. It barely drew any of the other wells down. We have to monitor those. And when we shut that well off, the static level in that well went right back within 30 seconds back to where it was before we started the pump test. That's how good a production it is.
So those things daisy chain, Jeff?
No, they're not daisy chain, but they're all in the same water aquifer.
Okay.
And so we're drawing all out of the same water. Thus the reason why we're very paranoid about having any contamination down there, because it'll bleed over to everything. I mean, we're all pulling from the same, we'll say, pool of water.
Right.
So anyway, we're really encouraged with that. That will probably be our best well when we're done. Guessing from talking with the EPA, I mean, we're looking at 60 to 90 days after we submit the PTI before approval. So we may not bring this thing online until March or April of next year, because we probably don't want to do it in the winter time.
Yes.
So, we'll just kind of see how things go. I mean, how quickly we get the PTI back is how quick we can get it put out for bid, but we can't put out for bid until we get that PTI back. So, on your guys' list today, our new admin building is being put out for bid today. So we have a pre-construction meeting June 1st, a mandatory pre-construction meeting with any contractors interested in that. And then a bid opening is like the 14th or something like that. I can't remember now exactly. The middle of June.
Did you decide to do that in 2 steps?
No,
Just
put it all, yeah, just gonna put it all in one. Put it all in one. We did some reviews from some outside contractors and some other engineering firms, and they just felt that was the best way to go. So that's how we're going to do it. Water tank inspections are all done. I don't know if I had that from last meeting or not, but everything's done. Everything looked good with that. So next year we'll actually have some clean outs on the tanks. And I actually have a new contact that just contacted me today from the company that we use. And he's coming in just to kind of go over our contract and what we're expecting and all that. So
Good.
okay, I got repair the harbor view collection system. Yeah, done, finished. Ice pigging, we talked about that in the past. The contract is up with Chip right now, the prosecutor's office reviewing it to sign off on it. To get us on the schedule then. It's going to be, I think it was $64,000. So, and that will be 4 pump stations. So that will be cleaning force mains. One of them will be harbor view that we hope will pick up some flow there, production that we're able to do. So that's it on the project list. I did the 5 connections. Our plant personnel right now, right as we're talking, are all being tested on chlorine and fluoride. They all have to have a license to do that. So Ohio EPA is in. They were there at 8 o'clock this morning, starting with the guys going through. And so all of our plant operator, all of our maintenance techs, electricians, everybody that's on call, weekend duty, and then the 3 other managers out there are all being tested today. Get their license. So good thing. And
Is that an annual thing they have to do?
it's every 3 years.
Every 3 years.
We had 2 new employees, so we've kind of had some trouble because they're on weekend duty, but they couldn't do the fluoride. We're allowed to keep it for 48 hours, so we have to watch when we grab it in the refrigerator, and somebody has to come in first thing if it's a long weekend, then somebody has to come in. We have to pay somebody to come in to run it if it's their weekend, and if not, somebody has to get in there and get started at 7 o'clock in the morning on Monday morning, getting it done because we can only hold it for 48 hours. And so yeah, everybody was up. We just been kind of waiting, and everybody was up. Their licenses are all up. I think the end of June, so we'll be done. So. The other big thing that I guess I'm happy about, we had what they call a sanitary survey. It's not sewer, it was a water survey. We do that once every 3 years. So Ohio EPA was in last week. They were in Wednesday, I think it was, the entire day. They were here the entire day and scrutinized everything from all of our records keeping to, we went to every well, we went to every tank, we went to the boosters. They looked at screens on piping and everything. There was only two things they had questions about. They've never got back with me on one of them because I'm not sure that they were right. So we'll see. There was not a vent on a well, and not really sure that was required, but they thought there was, so they were going to discuss. And the only other thing that and I won't even say dinged us on, but just want us to do a better job of is our valve exercising program and our documentation. We do it. We just didn't have good documentation. We have a program now that we have everything input into. So the new Allmax Antero system that we use, they were very impressed. It's our work order system. So we have all the work orders of everything we've done with every piece of equipment, with all of the customers. The monthly stuff that we have to run every month in hand, it's all documented. We showed them all that. They were blown away for us. So they were really happy. So that went really well. It was really long. Like I say, I think they were here about 6.5 hours. Scrutinizing through everything. But like I said, they went through everything, and those were the only two things that they had any questions about. So we were pretty
good.
pretty comfortable.
Congratulations.
So guys did a good job, and everything looked good. So other than that, I don't think I have anything else. You got anything? Any questions? Anybody got any questions?
Do you, there for a while, a couple years ago, we had an arrangement where you guys would stop in again there to do some stuff.
No, we're not doing anything with them.
Okay.
We talked about it,
Yeah.
but we never.
Yeah, no, never done
Okay.
anything. So
We don't do anything with Martinsburg.
do anything with Martinsburg either.
Yeah.
Other than get questions sometimes.
Yeah.
Customers try to find somebody to get a hold of at Martinsburg. That's happened more than once. They've called us and, because, hey, we're Knox County Water, so they think that we might be able to help them and try to help them the best we could. But I think that's trying to find a needle in a haystack over there sometimes.
Yes. Okay.
Fortunately,
Good. Thank you, Jeff.
All right. Hey, thank you guys.
Jeff.
Hey,
Yeah, thank
I'm done quick.
Yeah.
you. Wait a minute, we have to do the call-in segment for you.
Oh, okay. Actually, I had a contractor reach out to me after one of these meetings, us talking about some things, and so people they did look at it. I mean, they apparently were listening to it because they contacted me afterwards, said, "Hey, you mentioned XYZ, and can we help you out with this?"
Right?
Yeah,
Nice.
good deal.
All right, see you guys today.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff.
You're gonna flip our light back.
Jason, you want to start just running?
Yeah, we can do it.
We'll start running through.
One, so 911, they're not coming out, but I think I did receive her stats and I'll just pass those down to you.
Yeah, I made a copy of it.
Okay. So please just send them those into the record. As far as items, get to them here. All right, we have approved the bid award for the county engineer's annual resurfacing 2026 to Smalls Asphalt Paving in the amount of $822,263.41, and that was below the engineer's estimate.
It's so moved.
Second. All those in favor say
All
aye.
right.
Aye.
And then approve the bid award of the county engineer's asphalt patching material 2026 to Mid-Ohio Paving in the amount of $473,048.50, and that was below the engineer's estimate.
I moved that we approve that.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
All right.
And then we have a utility permit for the Energy Co-op on Mishi Road in Berlin Township.
So moved.
Second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I'll pass those down to you here in a minute. Then we have approved Ohio's Next Gen 911 System Agreement between Knox County 911, the state of Ohio, Office of First Responder Communications for services to procure, configure, install, and provide ongoing support up to 5 years in the amount of $17,677.
So is that 17,000? Is that an annual fee?
You have to recall that already.
It's for just 5
For the whole.
That's 5 years, so
Yeah.
that's for the whole 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay, also moved.
Second, those in favor say aye.
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 Yeah, it's for the whole.
5-year period.
Yeah. Okay, approved the temporary workspace agreement between Knox County Board of Commissioners and Columbia Gas Transmission. And this is, they're doing that work down there on Pikesville Road. And guess where they left, but we already had an agreement, but they need, I think, an extra little space to,
Okay,
so they'll pay $3,500 for that easement.
also moved.
Second, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Then authorize the execution of the local jail capital project agreement with the Ohio Department of Rehabilitation and Corrections for the county jail facility. And I think Barry maybe has more information than I do on this, but it was around $38,000.
$38,000, but the grant that was handed down to him, Chip already looked at it,
Okay,
approved it. So basically, we don't have to sign anything. They just apply for the grant and it comes forward. So
okay, also moved then.
second, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Then we have a proven advertisement of public notice for the Knox County Water and Wastewater Administrative Building Project.
So moved.
Second, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And then approve an advertisement for public hearing number 2 for the program year 2026 Knox County Community Development Block Grant Program.
So moved.
Second, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Approve the Ohio Department of Youth Services Subsidy Grant for juvenile court funding application. This is an update to the application.
Also moved.
Second, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And then the last item you have is a memorandum of understanding, no cost agreement between Knox County Department of Job and Family Services and CES Credit Union. And this is just for some of their financial literacy and education that they provide.
Okay, so moved.
Second, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Then I think Mallory has some minutes for you. I'll pass all that down to you.
Come on up, Matt. Have a seat, man. How are you? Good. We have Knox County Litter and Recycling with us. Matt, go ahead and introduce yourself and the floor is yours.
Yeah. Matt Barker, Knox County Recycling and Litter Prevention. We get, well, springtime is moving along as planned, so that's good. I get to breathe easy to hectic. This spring's about the busiest time of year for me outside of the river cleanup, so a lot of stuff going on. Obviously, first and foremost, compost facility updates. Jason and I have been in contact with Green Machine. Our priority number 1 is just getting the material out so we can get some other stuff rolling. So, for any public out there, there's going to be another free Scooper Saturday loading event with Green Machine. So, if you go out to the compost facility at 7425 Thayer Road from 8 a.m. to noon. If you got it, we'll load it. So pull up it's open to businesses, residents.
And make as many trips as you want, as long as it's
Within the 4 hours, if you're willing to wait in line. So we had our first ever Scooper Saturday event, which Nick from IT came up with that nice little title for us. We had our first ever one on Saturday. I would like to think we dented it, but it was a dent. It wasn't an exodus, So, to anyone out there listening, 8 a.m. to noon, any questions, feel free to get a hold of me, but weather looks pretty nice for it. We just finished our spring cleanup. Like I said, the river rally is great because it's a lot of work for one day and then it's over. The spring cleanup is a 2-month slugfest of every Saturday. So for those who are unaware, myself and the Friends of Kokosing every Saturday from March and April. Oh, we're doing Riverside this week. We're doing Lower Gambier this week. Just it keeps happening over and over and over and over again for a 2-month window. Most cleanups, I would say, like kind of bad weather days, maybe like closer to 8 or 10. There were times we had like 20-ish people. I ran.
How does someone find out where you're gonna be and how they become involved?
So Friends of Kokosing, since they like kind of co-host the event with me at this point, we put it on all our networks. We put it out through the county. I paid for a full page ad with Town Money Saver this year. We had the whole schedule printed.
Okay.
I was hoping people to rip it out and pop it on the fridge. Which that seemed to get us some new volunteers.
Good.
We're at this point a pretty well-oiled machine as far as we're really not that stressed out about getting all the supplies here, and like we've just done this before. And a big thank you to Republic Services. They donate the trash stuff, so this costs us literally like no money. So how great
That's
is
great.
that?
Yes.
And while we're on the record too, I'll brag a little bit. Volunteer numbers in Knox County strong right now. A lot of people doing similar things. They don't have as many backup volunteers, so very thankful. It makes things a million times easier. So yeah, we just wrapped that up. Another good year in the books. Knox County Convention Visitors Bureau. So been on the board of that probably a little over a year now. Things are moving along pretty well. I'm on the resource development subcommittee. That's where they put Dave House and I. We have this environmental task force. Obviously, my favorite thing about being here in Knox County is our parks, natural resources, all the great things we have. So, one of the projects we've been working on is Mount Vernon is becoming an official trail town with MORPC, Mid Ohio Regional Planning Committee. So they're making Mount Vernon like an updated badge and stuff. So, helping with tourism. Obviously, Dave and I on the environmental side of things, like a lot of the people that are used to like business tourism, event tourism, they really lean on us to be like river tourism, park tourism, stuff like that. So, meeting with people from Columbus, a lot of conversations about like, what makes us stand out. Another cool thing that's happening. I wasn't in these meetings, but Centerburg is also going to be a designated trail town. So Ohio to Erie Trail. I've been told by sources that are unbiased and outside of the community that some of our trails in Knox County are some of the best in the entire state. We also, my department, I was doing informational stuff. We had Celebrate Trails Day. I think that was the first Saturday in May. So we had a great turnout, really getting people out to celebrate something that makes a community so unique. Spring education, when I wasn't at a Saturday cleanup, I was at Pheasants Forever Youth Day, canvassing on the ground the old fashioned way, talking to the community, not hiding behind Facebook or the radio. Sometimes you got to sit at a table for 4 hours and do it the old fashioned way. I was also at 43022, so that's the Gambier community celebration. So it's good, especially with my, since I used to work for the parks, I just share a table with Brandon from Knox County Parks. So we talk parks, we talk recycling, household hazardous waste, just getting people still. Social media is great and everything, but sometimes just going to community events, talking to people is really still how a lot of Knox County likes to get the word out. And then I also helped out. I told Dave I'd be a jack of all trades helper. The Woodlands opened.
So there's a picture of.
Yeah, Cheryl got lots of great pictures of that event, but that's something I had heard rumblings of that I couldn't talk about, when I was an intern. So, being able to celebrate something like that was just what a great day that was. It was supposed to rain on us and it didn't. So, as always, you're always just out talking recycling with people. I ended up leading a guided hike to a ceremonial tree planting. So
Oh, really? Out there?
yeah,
Okay,
we
good.
walked. It was further back past the developmental centers. Like I specifically, once I got a little momentum, I just couldn't stop, so myself and there's a community member. He's about my age. His goal is to go to all the community parks and hit every trail. We had like I think 150 trees that people could plant. We had maybe like in that specific spot 15 or 20 people. So we're like, all right, Brandon, keep going. We'll plant them. So
Yeah.
planted a bunch of white oaks. That was fun. And then I also for the first time ever, I give a recycling talk on a Sunday in a church. That was very exciting. Faith Lutheran, where I went to preschool many years ago. They were trying to give me a tour. I was like, I've been here 20 some years ago, whatever. So, always getting out. So any listeners, if you have church group, scout group, garden group, I don't really care. If you're meeting, I'm always happy to come speak recycling, litter prevention, household hazardous waste. So like I said, and what I've proved is I will come out on a Sunday morning, OALPRP, Ohio Association of Litter Prevention and Recycling Professionals, super excited. We're going to Stone Labs, which is operated by Ohio State University this year. It's not easy to get in with them and like get stuff scheduled. So we have our educational sustainability workshop there. That's going to be on Lake Erie in July. So I've been helping with transportation and do we want this part or whatever. So that's something to look forward to. Centerburg stuff, none of this is set in stone, but I've been speaking with somebody on council. I also spoke with Mayor Myers in the last month or two. So Jenna Hicks actually noticed that they had put out that they are looking at maybe going curbside for waste and recycling. So they've not had recycling in over a year. I explained to them it is a wildfire at this point. The problem starts in Centerburg and then it goes to Liberty Township, Miller Township. We've obviously Miller Township's been filling up. Yeah, Centerburg's kind of in the middle of all of it. Cause like I said, there's a lot of people there. We used to have 10 bins in the school parking lot. Those would fill up to capacity twice a week. Centerburg was filling up 20 bins, Centerburg, Hillier, whatever. So you take that away from people, where does it go? It goes into landfill. It goes to less savory places, like our beautiful parks and stuff, litter. So not thrilled about that, but they are talking about, doing like a curbside recycling thing. I've also offered, hey, we don't have property. If you give us some space, we'll get those bins back like that. So we were talking about some options, nothing I can formally go on the record with yet, but it is something, even though they haven't had it for a year, you just gotta stay persistent. They probably think I'm annoying, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So we are making progress out there, but like I said, we have seen upticks in illegal dumping with that just overflow, Liberty Township, Miller Township. The program manager in Delaware County is not very thrilled with me because people are going from Centerburg to Olive Green, now Olive Green, so
Which that's natural fit, isn't it?
Yeah.
I keep trying to tell her that's showbiz, but as far as the bin survey goes, so every year, I take the trip of a lifetime. We go out to every community bin. That's from Knox all the way out to like Berlin Township, some of the Pike Township, some of the deep cuts, if you will. So now that it's getting warm, spring cleanup's up, I'm about to do that. So why we do this is, hey, this bin needs a new lid, this bin needs a new door, that's the main point of why I do something like this. But it's great. Working with DKMM, they're like, what do you think is the site that needs the most? As of last year, it was Gambier. They're right by that park there. They needed a fence. Also, just the surfacing was really bad. It felt like a concern. So last year we worked with Gambier. I met with Village a couple times. They got a grant through DKMM. Andrew saw the fence, but you've not seen the.
I haven't seen the pad yet.
We're gonna go out and get like fancy pictures, but we got a nice concrete pad and we got a nice fence that protects that park there. So to anyone that might be listening, if you feel like your site's getting worse and worse, let's talk. Right now I'm currently we've identified Liberty Township as needing a lot of help right now. I've been working with their next door neighbor. It's windy up there. Stuff keeps blowing into his yard, so
Yeah.
we kind of teamed up and went to a trustee meeting and, get some momentum going the old fashioned way. So they're gonna go ahead and get quotes on maybe some site improvements, and that's something we hope to do annually. Basically, if you're at the bottom of the pack, what can we do to get you back up? So shred day. It was great for an hour and a half, and then it was not so great for an hour and a half. It was like beautiful weather,
Yeah.
nice, cool morning, and then about 10 a.m. the clouds started rolling in. I wore like shorts and a t-shirt, but I was soaked all the way through. It's one of those things, it's not gonna hurt you. So it was a great event. We managed traffic pretty well, ever since we switched to the employee parking lot. That's great. Once upon a time, and Commissioner Percival will remember directing traffic with me the one time we
Yeah.
had it. People had some choice words for us for that, so that was fun.
More to Matt instead of me. I was more polite.
No, they were yelling things at us. I'm way too nice to the community. So shred day was good. I would like to maybe do a second one in a year. It's something we're talking about trying to do. We have a great community turnout. People are very thankful for it. So
Except for those yelling stuff at
Yeah.
the vibes were generally good this year. And how do you yell at somebody braving a monsoon? At one point too, it was when my grandma Mary Ellen came through. She saw me. I just had a cardboard box over my head as like a poncho, because whatever. But like I said, this showbiz. And then last but not least, recycling guides. I'll do radio, I'll do social media, but at the end of the day, people still like having a physical handout.
Yeah.
So we have these nice new guides. I've been meeting with Andrew, we've been making updates, switching pictures. Obviously, there's a few operations that we manage that are subject to change in the next couple months. So once some changes are made, once we're good to go, then we're good to print. Because I spend like $2 or $3 grand on the prints and get like a ton of them. And knowing my luck, I don't want to print something that we're going to inevitably change. So overall, yeah, it's great springtime. Things are looking up. So, any questions, concerns?
You did a great job.
Yeah, you see this coming Saturday, weather's supposed to be good.
Last time I checked, but shred day was supposed to not have torrential rain. So
Were you out there this Saturday at their road?
no, I was
Yeah.
I was
So
at the
it was
shred day.
The people who were grinding and stuff were the ones managing it, basically.
Yeah, green machines out there. It's like they have the loading equipment, you pull up
And you're gonna let him know, they can have as much as they want. As
No
many
matter who
times
it
as they
is.
want, however big of a vehicle or
that's how it's been advertised.
dump
And
truck,
then
we'll load it, whatever you want. we'll give it to
I
you.
checked in with Green Machine yesterday to remind him it's open, and then also the tree company that I reached out to them and said, we'll see you Saturday for all
As
you
much
can
as you
load,
want. Yeah.
so. Yeah.
So people are still able to take out their branches on Saturday,
Yeah,
even though this other is going on.
if anyone out there is listening or streaming, I would 8 to noon this Saturday would be about one of the worst times to take material out there. Just because it's gonna, we line cars up down Thayer Road. That'd be a terrible time to take material, but outside of that, it's still open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
For now.
For now.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well, thank you.
thank you, Matt.
That's good.
Enjoy your week.
For now.
Commissioner, I have nothing else for you today.
Commissioner,
Done projects, but nothing really to report.
I'll look for a motion to adjourn.
Why move that we adjourn this meeting?
We stand adjourned.